Samsung just made a decision that could completely change the Ultra lineup forever. The Galaxy S26 Ultra isn't playing it safe anymore. It's stronger, smarter, and way more strategic than people expected. And if these leaks are accurate, 2026 might already have its flagship king. This isn't just another year of incremental spec bumps, or marketing fluff designed to grab headlines for a week, before fading into obscurity. What we are seeing with the upcoming Galaxy S26 Ultra is a fundamental shift in how Samsung approaches the concept of a premium smartphone. For years, the industry has been stuck in a cycle of chasing numbers, higher megapixels, faster charging speeds that nobody can practically use, and designs that prioritize shock value over daily comfort. But Samsung seems to have realized that the modern consumer is tired of the noise. They are tired of phones that feel fragile, features that get removed every other generation, and upgrades that don't actually make life easier. The Galaxy S26 Ultra appears to be the answer to that fatigue. It is a device built not to surprise you with a gimmick, but to satisfy you with competence. It represents a maturity in engineering that suggests Samsung is no longer trying to prove they can build a phone, but rather proving they can build the right phone. Before watching, please do not forget to subscribe our channel so that you can get notified on daily tech updates. We dive deep into these details every single day, breaking down the complex world of technology into clear, understandable insights that help you make better decisions about the gadgets you rely on. By subscribing, you ensure you never miss a beat in this rapidly evolving landscape, getting your daily dose of tech news delivered in a way that respects your time and intelligence. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is starting to feel less like a routine upgrade and more like a statement. Samsung knows the flagship market is tougher than ever, and instead of making small predictable changes, they appear to be strengthening every core area of the Ultra experience. Not louder, not crazier, just smarter. And sometimes, that's even more dangerous for the competition, because it attacks the very foundation of what makes a user loyal to a brand. When a company stops trying to shout and starts trying to solve problems, that is when they become truly unstoppable. Let's talk design first, because this is where the shift quietly begins. Design is often misunderstood as merely how a phone looks in a render or a promotional video. But true design is about how a device feels in your hand after 3 hours of use, how it sits on your desk, how it survives a drop, and how it ages over 2 or 3 years. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to launch in 6 colors, carefully divided between standard retail options and online exclusives. Pink, gold, and silver shadow will reportedly be online only, giving buyers a subtle way to stand out without being ostentatious. Meanwhile, black, white, sky blue, and cobalt violet anchor the main lineup. The key detail here isn't the colors themselves, it's the tone. None of them feel experimental or trendy in a way that will look dated in 6 months. They feel controlled. Premium, confident. Samsung isn't chasing attention with neon finishes or flashy gradients that scream for social media likes. They're reinforcing identity. These are colors chosen for professionals, for creators, and for people who view their phone as a tool rather than a toy. The finish on these devices is rumored to be a new type of matte coating that resists fingerprints far better than previous generations, while providing a grip that feels secure even without a case. This attention to tactile feedback is a sign that Samsung is listening to users who have complained about slippery glass backs for years. But here's where things start getting bold, moving beyond just aesthetics into the realm of functional engineering. The display on the Galaxy S26 Ultra could be one of the strongest Samsung has ever built, potentially redefining our relationship with screen protectors. For over a decade, buying a flagship phone has come with an unspoken second purchase, a screen protector. We have accepted that beautiful glass is fragile glass. We have accepted that to keep our investment safe, we must cover it with a layer of plastic or tempered glass that slightly diminishes clarity, touch sensitivity, and the overall premium feel of the device. Samsung is reportedly challenging this norm with the S26 Ultra. A new anti-reflective coating is expected to drastically reduce glare, making outdoor use significantly better. Anyone who has tried to read their phone in bright sunlight knows the frustration of squinting against reflections. This new coating acts almost like polarized sunglasses for your display, cutting through ambient light to reveal the content underneath with stunning clarity. Combine that with next-generation ultra-durable glass, and Samsung is reportedly confident enough to suggest that many users won't even need screen protectors. Now realistically, Accidents will still happen. Gravity hasn't changed, and concrete is still hard. But imagine buying a flagship and feeling comfortable using it exactly as designed, without layering it in plastic or tempered glass. That changes the experience fundamentally. It changes the way you hold the phone, the way you interact with the screen, and the way you perceive the value of the device. If Samsung can deliver on this promise, it removes a barrier between the user and the technology, creating a more direct and immersive connection. This move also signals a massive vote of confidence in their own manufacturing quality. It says, "We believe this screen is tough enough to handle your life." And then there's the ecosystem play, a feature that has been requested by fans for years and finally seems to be arriving in a meaningful way: magnets. Yes, Samsung is finally integrating built-in magnets directly into the Galaxy S26 lineup. This isn't just a small feature added as an afterthought. It's a foundation shift that opens up a whole new world of accessory compatibility and usability. For a long time, the Android ecosystem felt fragmented when it came to accessories, especially compared to competitors who had established a magnetic standard. By adopting a robust magnetic system, Samsung is acknowledging that a phone is only as good as the ecosystem that supports it. Magnetic charging accessories, stands, mounts, wallets, and even cooling fans can now snap into place seamlessly, aligning perfectly every time without the fumbling associated with traditional ports or wireless charging pads. One leaked accessory already shows Samsung's direction, clearly a 5000 mAh magnetic wireless power bank with a built-in kickstand. Think about the implications of this for a moment. In the past, if you needed to charge your phone while watching a video or attending a video call, you were tethered to a wall outlet or had to prop your phone up awkwardly against a cup or a book while it lay flat on a charging pad. With this new magnetic system, you simply snap the power bank onto the back of the phone. The magnet holds it securely, and the integrated kickstand allows you to prop the phone up at the perfect viewing angle instantly. You can continue working, streaming, or gaming while the battery replenishes. Charging becomes invisible, effortless. Integrated, it transforms a mundane task into a seamless part of your workflow. This level of integration suggests that Samsung is thinking about the entire lifecycle of the device, not just the moment you unbox it. They are building a platform where accessories enhance the core experience rather than complicating it. Now let's talk about the camera design evolution, because this is perhaps the most visible sign of Samsung's new philosophy. For years, the floating lens style defined the Galaxy Ultra series. Those individual camera rings protruding separately from the back of the phone became an iconic, if polarizing, look. It was distinctive, yes, but it also came with practical drawbacks. Dust could gather between the lenses, the protruding rings were prone to scratching, and the phone would wobble noticeably when placed on a flat surface. But with the S26 Ultra, leaks suggest Samsung may adopt a more unified camera module. At first, that might sound like a small aesthetic change, something purely cosmetic to follow trends set by other manufacturers. But visually and functionally, it transforms the entire personality of the phone. A unified module feels stronger and more refined. It creates a single, cohesive block of glass and metal that protects the lenses better and provides a stable base for the phone to rest on. It reduces wobble on tables, which is crucial for time-lapse photography or when using the phone as a desktop monitor. It creates a cleaner silhouette that feels more intentional and less like a collection of parts bolted together. This isn't about being flashy or trying to reinvent the wheel. It's about looking finished. It signals that the camera system is a singular, powerful unit rather than a disparate array of sensors. This design choice also hints at internal improvements. A unified housing often allows for better thermal management, as heat can be dissipated across a larger continuous surface area rather than being trapped around individual isolated lenses. It also suggests that the optical alignment of the cameras is being treated with even greater precision, ensuring that switching between lenses feels seamless and consistent. What makes the Galaxy S26 Ultra even more interesting is the timing of these changes. We are living in an era where smartphone users are no longer impressed by tiny annual upgrades. The law of diminishing returns has hit the mobile industry hard. Going from a 108-megapixel sensor to a 200-megapixel sensor doesn't mean much if the processing pipeline can't handle it, or if the difference is invisible on a social media feed. Users are holding onto their phones longer. The average upgrade cycle has stretched out, and consumers are demanding more durability, longevity, and reliability from their devices. They want a phone that will serve them well for 4 or 5 years, not just until the next model comes out. Samsung seems to fully understand that shift. Instead of chasing viral features that disappear next year or specs that look good on a box, but offer little real-world benefit, the S26 Ultra focuses on strengthening the foundation. It is about better materials that resist wear and tear. It is about smarter integration of hardware and software that makes the device feel faster and more responsive over time. It is about a more cohesive ecosystem that grows with the user. This approach acknowledges that the best upgrade isn't always a new feature. Sometimes, it's the removal of friction. It's the removal of the need for a screen protector. It's the removal of the wobble on your desk. It's the removal of the hassle of plugging in a charger when you just want to snap on a battery pack. These are the quiet victories that define a great user experience. Performance upgrades and AI enhancements are still expected to play a big role in the S26 Ultra narrative, but they are being framed differently this time. In the past, performance was all about benchmark scores and raw speed, while the S26 Ultra will undoubtedly feature the latest and most powerful processor available, likely a custom, tuned version of the next generation Snapdragon chip exclusive to Galaxy devices. The focus seems to be shifting toward efficiency and sustainability. How long can the phone sustain peak performance without throttling? How does the AI manage background tasks to preserve battery life? How does the device learn from your usage patterns to optimize itself over time? The leaks suggest that Samsung is investing heavily in on-device AI processing. This means that many of the smart features we rely on, from photo editing to voice transcription to predictive text, will happen locally on the phone rather than in the cloud. This has huge implications for privacy, speed, and reliability. You won't need an internet connection to use advanced features, and your data stays on your device where it belongs. Battery optimization is another area where we expect significant gains. It's not just about a bigger number in milliamp hours, it's about smarter power management. The combination of a more efficient processor, a display that uses less power thanks to new materials, and AI that aggressively manages background activity could result in battery life that comfortably lasts a day and a half, or even 2 days for moderate users. This addresses one of the most common complaints about flagship phones: the anxiety of running out of power before the day is done. Camera processing improvements are also set to be a major highlight. While the hardware changes like the unified module and larger apertures are important, the software side of photography is where the magic really happens. Samsung has been refining its image processing algorithms for years, and the S26 Ultra appears to take this to a new level. We are hearing rumors of improved night mode capabilities that reduce noise while preserving detail, better color science that produces more natural-looking skin tones, and enhanced video stabilization that rivals dedicated action cameras. The zoom capabilities, a hallmark of the Ultra series, are expected to see further refinement. It's not just about reaching further, it's about maintaining quality at every step of the zoom range. The transition between lenses should be imperceptible, and the clarity at high magnification levels should remain usable for actual photography, not just moonshots. Smarter system-level AI features will likely complete the package, offering tools that help users compose better shots, edit photos with simple text prompts, and organize their galleries automatically. But what stands out right now isn't a single dramatic feature, it's the consistency of improvements across the board. Every leak, every rumor, every bit of information supports the same message: Samsung is building a flagship meant to last. They are not cutting corners to hit a price point or rushing features to meet a release date. They are taking the time to get the details right, and that's what makes the Galaxy S26 Ultra so powerful. It doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel experimental in a way that risks alienating the core user base. It feels calculated. Every decision, from the color palette to the magnetic integration to the display technology, feels like part of a grander strategy to reclaim the title of the ultimate productivity and creativity tool. Samsung knows exactly who this phone is for. It is for users who want a premium experience without compromises. It is for people who are tired of gimmicks and want a device that works flawlessly day in and day out. It is for those who value reliability and don't want to have regrets a year later when the novelty wears off and the build quality issues start to show. This target audience is vast and growing. As the smartphone market matures, the number of enthusiasts who care only about specs is shrinking, while the number of practical users who care about the total experience is expanding. Samsung is positioning the S26 Ultra to capture this latter group. They are betting that if they build a phone that is simply better to live with, people will choose it over a phone that has a slightly higher spec sheet but fails in the daily grind. If Samsung executes this properly, the Galaxy S26 Ultra won't just compete, it could quietly dominate. Dominance in the modern tech landscape doesn't always come from being the loudest or the flashiest. Often, it comes from being the most reliable, the most thoughtful, and the most complete. When a device solves more problems than it creates, it wins. When a device makes your life easier in small, cumulative ways, it builds loyalty. The S26 Ultra has the potential to be that device. It addresses the pain points of previous generations head-on. It acknowledges the criticisms regarding fragility, ergonomics, and accessory fragmentation, and it offers tangible solutions. This is not a phone designed to win a spec war on a tech blog. It is a phone designed to win the hearts and minds of users who actually hold it in their hands. The competition will surely respond. Other manufacturers will try to match the magnetic ecosystem or the durable display. But Samsung has the advantage of scale, vertical integration, and a deep understanding of their own supply chain. They can iterate faster and refine these features more deeply than anyone else. By setting the bar high with the S26 Ultra, they force the entire industry to catch up, raising the standard for what a flagship phone should be. Not because it screams innovation with every press release, but because it perfects the formula that already works. There is a certain elegance in refinement. It takes confidence to look at a successful product line and say, we can make this better by making it simpler, stronger, and more integrated. It requires a deep understanding of your users and a willingness to prioritize their long-term satisfaction over short-term hype. Samsung seems to have found that confidence with the S26 Ultra. They are stripping away the unnecessary and doubling down on the essential. The result is a device that feels inevitable, like this is what the Ultra line was always meant to be. It feels like the culmination of years of learning, testing, and listening. And in a mature smartphone market, perfection beats experimentation every time. Experimentation is risky, it can lead to breakthroughs, but it can also lead to failures that frustrate users. Perfection, on the other hand, is safe, reliable, and deeply satisfying. It gives users the assurance that they are buying a product that has been thought through from every angle. The S26 Ultra embodies this pursuit of perfection. It is a testament to the idea that the best technology is the kind that disappears into the background, allowing you to focus on what matters most: your work, your creativity, your connections. The real question now isn't whether the Galaxy S26 Ultra will be impressive. Given Samsung's track record and the sheer volume of positive leaks, impressiveness is a given. The real question is whether Samsung has just built the most complete Ultra device ever. Have they managed to balance the competing demands of power, battery life, durability, and usability in a way that no other phone has before? Have they created a device that feels less like a piece of electronics and more like a natural extension of the user? If these leaks are even close to accurate, the answer might be yes. The convergence of the magnetic ecosystem, the durable display, the refined design, and the intelligent software suggests a level of cohesion that is rare in the tech world. It suggests a product that has been crafted with a singular vision. This vision is not about dominating the headlines for a week, it is about dominating the market for years. It is about setting a new standard that will define the flagship category for the foreseeable future. As we get closer to the official launch, more details will undoubtedly emerge. We will learn more about the specific camera sensors, the exact battery capacity, the nuances of the AI features, and the pricing strategy. But the overarching narrative is already clear. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is coming, and it is coming with a purpose. It is coming to prove that Samsung is still the king of the hill, not because they have the biggest numbers, but because they have the best solution. Let's delve deeper into what this means for the average user. Imagine waking up in the morning and picking up your Galaxy S26 Ultra. You don't worry about scratching the screen because the glass is incredibly tough. You don't worry about glare as you walk outside, because the anti-reflective coating handles the sunlight effortlessly. You go about your day, taking calls, sending messages, capturing moments. When your battery starts to dip, you don't hunt for an outlet. You grab the magnetic power bank from your bag, snap it on, and keep going. The phone stands up on your desk, ready for your next video meeting. You take photos in low light, and they come out clear and vibrant without needing extensive editing. You switch between apps smoothly, aided by AI that anticipates your needs. At the end of the day, the phone still has plenty of charge left. You put it down on your nightstand, and it sits flat and stable, no wobbling. This scenario might sound like a dream, but the leaks suggest it is becoming reality. This is the promise of the S26 Ultra. It promises a life with less friction and more flow. It promises a device that supports you rather than demanding your attention. Furthermore, the environmental impact of such a device cannot be overlooked. By building phones that last longer, that are more durable, and that users want to keep for more years, Samsung is contributing to a reduction in electronic waste. If the S26 Ultra convinces people to hold on to their phones for 4 or 5 years instead of 2 or 3, that is a massive win for the planet. The choice of timeless colors and classic design ensures that the phone doesn't look outdated quickly, further encouraging long-term use. The removal of the need for excessive accessories like screen protectors and bulky cases also reduces plastic consumption. This aligns with a growing global consciousness about sustainability. Consumers are increasingly aware of the environmental footprint of their tech purchases, and they are looking for brands that share their values. Samsung's approach with the S26 Ultra seems to resonate with this sentiment. It is a responsible approach to innovation, one that considers the long-term consequences of production and consumption. In terms of software support, we can also expect Samsung to continue its industry-leading commitment to updates. The S26 Ultra will likely come with a promise of 7 years of OS updates and security patches, matching or exceeding the best in the business. This ensures that the phone remains secure and up-to-date with the latest features for nearly a decade. Combined with the robust hardware, this software support guarantees that the S26 Ultra will remain a capable device for a very long time. It protects your investment and ensures that you are not forced to upgrade due to software obsolescence. This holistic approach to the product lifecycle is what separates a true flagship from a mere high-end phone. It shows that Samsung is thinking about the entire journey of the device, from the moment it leaves the factory to the day it is eventually recycled. As we wrap up this deep dive into the Galaxy S26 Ultra, it becomes clear that this is more than just a phone. It is a reflection of where the smartphone industry is heading. We are moving away from the era of reckless speculation and into an era of thoughtful refinement. The focus is shifting from "what can we add" to "what can we improve?" The S26 Ultra is leading this charge. It is showing us that the future of mobile technology is not about doing more things poorly, but about doing the essential things perfectly. It is about creating devices that enrich our lives without complicating them. Samsung has taken a bold step with the S26 Ultra, and if they pull it off, they will have set a new benchmark for excellence. The competition will have to work hard to catch up, and consumers will be the ultimate winners. We will have access to better, more reliable, and more enjoyable technology. So, as we wait for the official announcement, keep an eye on the developments. The signs are pointing to something special. The Galaxy S26 Ultra is shaping up to be the phone we have been waiting for. It is the phone that respects our intelligence, our time, and our money. And that is a recipe for success that no competitor can easily ignore. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Galaxy S26 Ultra. We hope this detailed look has given you a clearer picture of what to expect and why this launch matters. If you found this analysis helpful, please consider liking this video and sharing it with friends who are interested in tech. Your support helps us continue to bring you in-depth coverage of the latest developments in the world of technology. And remember, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are dedicated to keeping you informed with daily tech updates, breaking down complex topics into easy-to-understand insights. Whether it's the latest smartphone leaks, software updates, or gadget reviews, we have got you covered. Join our community of tech enthusiasts and stay ahead of the curve. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the amazing world of technology.